Hare Krishna. गिरिराज महाराज की, गोवर्धन पूजा महोत्सव की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, श्रील गुरुदेव की, गौरा प्रेमानंदे। हरे कृष्णा। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे पुरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी भाष्यात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So today we have assembled for the most auspicious Govardhan Puja Mahotsav. So what we are going to do now, we are going to do a parikram and we are going to hear about the stories around Govardhan Hill. You see various leelas devotees have made. So we are going to hear the stories. So Govardhan story starts, I think I've told this every year, but I'm going to repeat how Govardhan manifested. Yeah. So Govardhan manifested because one day Radha and Krishna were talking to each other, and then Radharani asked Krishna, "Do you really love me, Krishna?" Like sometimes wife also asks that to husband, girlfriends ask, right? So Krishna said, "What kind of question is this? Yes, I really love you, but how much do you love me?" Yeah. What do you mean by how much? I want to know. So then Krishna said, okay. Then he closed his eyes and he started meditating. And from his heart, a small piece of stone came. Right? And then Radharani said, only this much? I thought you love me a lot. But only this much. But by the time she finished the statement, that stone has started growing so big. And it started growing and growing and growing unlimitedly. Right? And it says many yojana. Prabhupada explains 1 yojana is 8 miles. Hundreds and thousands of yojanas, big and tall, he started growing. People couldn't see the beginning or end of him. That's the, and then Krishna has to say, hey, hold on. And so Giriraj is actually Krishna's love for Srimati Radharani, manifested in the form of a mountain. Yeah. So that is why Rupa Goswami says, of all the holy places, Mathura is the holiest, right? Because if you read the Shastra, there are more than 330 million holy places in the universe. All of them are within Mathura. If you go to Mathura, you have seen all of them. And more auspicious than Mathura is Vrindavan, Rupa Goswami says. And more, spiritual and dear to Krishna is Govardhan. And in Govardhan, the most dear to Krishna is Radha Kund. Srimati Radharani ki. Yes. So we're going to start our parikrama in Radha Kund, Shyama Kund. So the story goes like this. Krishna kills the Aristasura. Aristasura is what demon? Any kids? Bull demon, right? So Krishna kills him. They have a big fight, because he comes and disturbs the Brajvasis. They have a big fight and all of that. Everything is over. And after Krishna killed Aristasura, he comes, like strutting around. Hey, see, I've done a great thing. And then he comes near Srimati Radharani and Radharani says, don't come near me. Why? You are a cow killer. If you kill a cow, it's equal to killing a Brahmahatya dosha, right? So he says, don't come near me, she says. And then Krishna says, no, he was a demon. It doesn't matter. We have heard the story of Indra, right? He also killed an Asura, Vritasura, and he got a Brahmahatya dosha, right? So he says, just because he's a demon doesn't give you an excuse to kill a cow. So then he says, what should I do? And she says, go to all the holy places, the 330 million holy places I said, take bath and then come back. Krishna says, when will I finish all of that and then when can I have a pastime with you? No, it's nothing doing. Only if you do that. Then Krishna said, don't worry. I don't have to go anywhere. They will all come here. Saying this, he sits and he calls. And as soon as he calls, all the great holy places, Brahma Pushkar, Kaveri, Yamuna, Ganga, Saraswati, all the holy rivers, all the holy places, everybody come there. And they, Krishna has already created a small, with his leg, he has created a small pond kind of structure, and they all go in there. And then Krishna goes, takes bath, comes out, and now he tells the gopis, don't come near me now. I am very pure. I have taken bath in all the holy places. You have not done any pious activity. So you don't come near me. Then Radharani says, what are you talking about? We will also, do this. So then what she does, along with her gopi friends, there's an indentation that's created where Aristasura fell. And so in that place, she goes and with her kankan, you know what is kankan? The bangles. She starts digging along with her gopi friends. Right? Even now, when they clean the Radha Kund, there is a kankan kund. Only when they clean it, you can see there's a small kund within the kund. Right? So anyway, she starts digging, and all the gopis, they make a beautiful kund. And then, in the holy, all the other holy rivers are all waiting in Shyamakund because, obviously Radharani is more important than Krishna. Right? So they all want Radharani's mercy. But, Krishna says, okay, now you have made a kund, where are you going to get water from? No, maybe you can take it from my kund. She says, no. You killed a cow and you took bath there, so your sins are all sitting there. We don't want that. We will go from Mansi Ganga, we will bring pure water. So she starts bringing, and then all the holy places starts panicking. Oh my God, what is happening? Here we are not getting Radharani's association. So they go and beg to Srimati Radharani. And then she, the most compassionate personality, she's, says, okay. And then, there is a canal that gets created and the water from Shyamakund flows to Radhakund. Right? Even now you go to Braj, you can see that canal between Shyamakund and Radhakund. And so Krishna says that Kund is so beautiful. He says, this is my most dearest place in the whole universe. Right? And he says, there's nothing more dear to me than your Kund. And Radharani says, yes, your Kund is the most dear to me as well. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he explains that Radha Kund is actually liquid form of Srimati Radharani and Shyama Kund is the liquid form of Shyama. Right? So when we see Radha Kund, we are actually seeing Srimati Radharani. So that's the holiest of all the places. There are many, many, many pastimes that happen. Every day, the lunch Leelas happens in Govardhan in here. Right? Radha, Krishna, all the Sakhis come together. They sit in a kunja in between. The Vedic literature, gives a very beautiful description of Radha Kund. It's shaped like a lotus, right? And the center part is Radha Kund, and the 8 petals, there are 8 kunds, each to one of the Ashtasakhis. But you go to Vrindavan now, you find only Lalita Kund. The other kunds are not prakrit, they are not manifested for our eyes, but Lalita Kund is there. So you can see Lalita's Kund, then there is Tungavidya, there is Vishakha, all of their kunds are there. And around Shyamakund is the 8 Gopas Kund. Right? And there are a lot of beautiful pastimes that happen, but we have very short time. So I'm going to go quickly to the next one. So Lalita Kund is there. Then you see the Julan Yatra. Krishna Radharani's Julan happens in Radha Kund. Then from there we go next to a very special place. It's called, this place is called Ashokavana. Right? Again, here a lot of beautiful pastime happens. Radha and Krishna's very intimate pastimes happen here. Right? One of the most important pastime that happens here is every day morning, Krishna braids Radharani's hair here. And Radharani, and he gives her a mirror. And Radharani is very happy. You know why? Because she doesn't see herself in the mirror. When he is braiding, she is seeing Krishna in the mirror. Right? And so that, I don't know how many husbands braid their wife's hair. Radharani gets, she's very special. But there are a lot of very intimate pastimes of Radha Krishna happens in the Ashokavana. There are a few other pastimes we will hear as we go. So you can see Krishna braiding Radharani's hair here, in the Ashokavana. And also this place, Krishna sometimes dresses as a gopi to get Radharani's darshan. See, one thing that you will see across all this Leela is Krishna always some or other trying to get Radharani's association. If Krishna is trying to get Radharani's association, then, we can understand how glorious Srimati Radharani is, right? He is trying to get her association, hear her talk, touch her, listen to her singing, and even he gets extremely happy when Radharani is angry as well. Everything that Radharani does pleases Krishna unlimitedly. Right? So he does so many pastimes just to get that association of Srimati Radharani. So from Ashokavana, then we go to a very important place, which is Kusum Sarovar. Right? Kusum Sarovar is one of the very important places in around Govardhan where the pastimes of Radha Krishna happen. So Kusum Sarovar is the place where Srimati Radharani comes every day to pick flowers for her Surya Puja. Okay, there's a beautiful flower garden there. She comes, and as usual, Krishna comes and troubles her. Right? Sometimes he comes, dresses himself like a watchman, and then he says, "Hey, you are stealing my flowers." And she says, "Who are you? I've been taking flowers from here forever." And he says, "No, no, no. I am the watchman here, and you are stealing my flowers. And you say that you have been doing it for a long time, so now I have to punish you." So then there is an argument that goes on between them like that. There are so many pastimes happens. One very beautiful pastime is one time Radharani is coming to pluck flowers, and then she sees a tall tree, and in one of the lower branches of a tree, there's one very beautiful flower, and she's trying to pluck it, but she can't reach it. It's just above her reach, so she jumps, but she can't hold the flower. She's saying, "Okay, maybe I'll pick something else." Now Krishna observes this, hides and goes to the top of that tree, and hiding between the branches, he puts his leg on that particular branch and pushes it down. So the branch comes down. Radharani turns and she sees the flower is now reachable. So then she keeps one hand on the branch and the other hand on the flower to pluck it. And when she's about to do it, Krishna takes his leg. And Radharani goes flying with the branch above. And then, she says, "Hare Krishna, somebody help me." And then hero jumps and says, "I'm here to help you." This is the way of getting, Radharani's touch, right? Krishna is, coming and, taking Radharani's association. You see that pastime here. And another very important pastime, Kusum Sarovar, is related to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is called the Rasacharya, right? He has written a lot about the rasa. But some devotees in Vrindavan, they were not happy about his level of writing, very intimate writing. So they were thinking, no, he's not right, this and that. They start speculating. And they even go to the point that, he's very famous, so we have to kill him. Right? So they said to, because they don't want him to become more famous. So anyway, but Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, as a Manjari, his service is to pluck flowers for Radha Krishna, and he comes to Kusum Sarovar every day to pluck flowers. Knowing this, all of these guys come to Kusum Sarovar so that they can kill him. And they are waiting and waiting. They can't see, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, but they see this beautiful young girl, 12-year-old girl, plucking flowers. She's extremely beautiful. And they go to her and ask, have you seen Vishwanath Chakravarti here? She says, "No, I haven't. I'm here to do my duty. Why are you disturbing me? Go away." And then they are thinking, what is this? Where is this? He has never missed his service. Why did he not come today? And as they were discussing and turning, instead of that beautiful girl, they see Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And then they realize he's so merciful that even though they came to kill him, he showed them his spiritual form just to correct them. Yeah. And that pastime happened. And then the last pastime that I'm going to talk about is Narada Muni. Right? Narada Muni comes to Vrindavan and he is talking with Lalita, Vishakha, and they're talking with each other. And he's saying, "Oh, do you know that I've seen Krishna, he's so beautiful, and I've seen Radharani, she's extremely beautiful," and all of this. And Lalita says, "Oh, that's all fine, but have you seen them together?" And then Narada Muni says, "No, never. I've never seen them together." "Oh, you should see them in the Rasa Leela dance." Narada Muni says, "Oh, okay, I'll come." Lalita says, "Nothing doing." Why? The only man who is allowed in Rasa Leela is Krishna. And Narada Muni starts crying. What can I do? I want to see the Radha and Krishna together. So then Lalita says, "Come with me." And she takes him to Kusum Sarovar. And so he dips in the water. And when he comes out, he comes as a gopi called Naradi. And he participates and he sees Radha and Krishna together. So that pastime happened in Kusum Sarovar. So from there we go. So Govardhan, as you can see, it's shaped in a very peculiar form. Govardhan actually is, as per Vedic literature, he is in the form of a peacock. You know, every dham has a particular shape. Navadvip is in the form of a lotus. Vrindavan is in the form of a lotus. Puri is in the form of a shankar, conch. And Govardhan is in the shape of peacock. So where that neck is very small, that part Govardhan you can't see him. So that externally it looks like there is a gap in between Govardhan, but actually it's the neck of Govardhan. And there is a very important place called Manasi Ganga. So how this pastime happened? Very similar to Radha Kund pastime. Krishna killed another demon. His name was Vatsasura. You know, Vatsa means, like generally Vatsa means young one. Okay, like we say Vatsalya. Vatsalya rasa comes from Vatsa, is also son or daughter. You know, young ones are called. So calves are called Vatsa. So this Vatsasura came in the form of a calf, but Krishna killed him. And again, instead of gopis this time, the Gopa said, Krishna, we can't play with you. You killed a calf. So Krishna says, what am I supposed to do? I want to play with you. Then the Gopa says, go take bath in Ganga and come. And then Krishna says, where is this Ganga? Oh, it's not very far away. You just have to travel 2 months, walk for 2 months, then you will see Ganga, take bath, come back. He's saying, 2 months? How can I be without my Sridama, Subala, Madhumangala, and all of these people? No, nothing doing. So he sits in that place and he starts meditating. And from his mind, Ganga appears. That's why she is called Manasi Ganga. She came from the mind of Sri Krishna, right? So, so that is the Manasi Ganga. And as I said, this Manasi Ganga is actually in between the break in Govardhan, right? So, sometimes the gopis, right, at one particular time, the gopis here, the Brahmanas on the other side of Govardhan is doing some yajna. And if you go and give some dakshina for the yajna, you will be blessed. So they all bring pots of yogurt, milk, butter, and so many things, and they come and they want to cross Manasi Ganga. But then, they are finding there's nobody, there's only one old boatman lying with an old boat. So the gopis go to him and say, hey, boatman, can you help us cross? He says, no, my boat is not in a good shape, I can't take you. He says, no, we want to desperately go to the other side and do this service, right? He says, okay, I'll take you at your own risk. And then they says, okay, no problem, sun god will protect us. And then they all get into the boat. And halfway through the boat, this boatman, unknowingly, there's a plug. He pulls it out and water starts coming into the boat. And then the gopis start panicking. Radharani sends Lalita, hey, go and ask the boatman. You can see that pastime there. And then, so, Lalita goes to the boatman and says, hey, water is coming in. And then he says, I told you, you didn't listen to me. Then she says, do something, you have to protect us. Okay, he said, you know the problem? It's too heavy. Okay, so you guys throw away all your pots of butter, milk, yogurt and everything. So the gopis in panic, they throw away all the butter, yogurt, milk and all of that into Manasi Ganga. Now, still the water is coming. And Lalita goes, hey, it's still coming. It's too heavy, still. So, you guys are wearing too much, jewelries and all of that. Take all of that and throw it away. So they take all the pearls and diamonds and gold and all of these, very rich things and they throw it away. And then, still the water is coming up. Okay. And then, Lalita says, hey, do something. I think the boat is still heavy. Maybe because the saris that you guys are wearing, the silk saris in India, they are very heavy. Maybe because of that it is happening. And then Lalita says, you are a rascal. Right? And in the meantime, the boat starts shaking. And Radharani runs and, hugs the boatman to protect herself. And that's when she sees there's a bulge here. And what is it? Flute. So then she understands this is Krishna himself. And so that pastime happened in Manasi Ganga. And you will also see that there is a Manasi Devi temple there. Yeah. So this pastime is related to Nanda Baba. Once Krishna plays with his friends and comes back to home and he sees mother is making all fried dishes, puri and all the fried dishes you see on the other side. And he asks, is there a special reason that you are doing all of this? She says, no, we are doing fried food because we are going on a travel. Because in India, if you have traveled in train, you will see, people will make something and bring. Fried food stays for a long time, right? So so she's saying, we are making all of this because we are going on a big yatra. Where are you going? You go and ask Baba. So he goes to Nanda Baba and says, Baba, where are we going? Nanda Baba says, yesterday Gargamuni came and he talked so much about the glories of Ganga, right? And he told there is a pastime that he said, probably we'll next time when we have time we'll hear. And so it's very glorious and we are going to see Ganga's darshan. Kanaya doesn't want to leave Vrindavan, right? What is Krishna without Vrindavan? Mahaprabhu himself sang that song, right? It's the same Krishna, I am the same Srimati Radharani, still I don't feel pleasure because we are not in Vrindavan. Radharani feels pleasure only in Vrindavan. So Krishna doesn't want to leave Vrindavan. So he says, Baba, we don't have to go so far to take Ganga. You come with me, I'll show you Ganga. He says, what are you talking about? No, you come with me. So all Brajavasis have complete faith in Krishna. Whatever he says, they will follow. So they come with him. And they see this newly formed Mansi Ganga. Right? And he says, this is Ganga. But still the Brajavasis, how can this be Ganga? And then Krishna immediately calls and Manasi Devi, Ganga Devi appears and gives darshan to Nanda Baba and all the Gopas and Gopis. And they all take bath there and they go back to their home. So that pastime happened. So there is a Manasi Devi temple, very famous temple. Many local Brajavasis actually start their parikrama at the Manasi Devi temple. Then, so from there we keep going. And then next to Manasi Ganga, there is a small pass in either you have to cross through the boat to go to the other side of Govardhan, or you have to go through this pass, right? And Krishna knows this when gopis are coming, he has the timetable. So one day when the gopis are all bringing their, as usual, butter, milk and this thing, Krishna and his friends, they block the way. They put a toll gate. And then Krishna says to the gopis, you can't pass. Why? I am the king of Vrindavan. You have to pay me toll or you're not passing. And then, Lalita becomes really angry. Just, what kind of a rascal you are? We know you're not the king of Vrindavan. We use this pass every day. Why are you collecting tax today? Nothing doing. You have to give me tax. Why? Because I'm the king of Vrindavan. And she says, no. Radharani is the queen of Vrindavan. Right? So she has power over everything. You can't ask us for a tax. Then Krishna says, no. Vrinda Devi? Yeah? Vrinda Devi is in charge of Vrindavan, right? He says, she is my wife. And I am her master, so this whole Vrindavan is mine. So then they say, let's call Vrinda Devi only, she will solve the problem. So they call Vrinda Devi, she comes and they explain. She says, I don't know who this black rascal is. I don't know. I have given Vrindavan to Radharani, it belongs to Radharani. Now then Krishna immediately changes his tune. No, my father is the king. So I am the prince, you have to pay me tax. Nothing doing, they argue. And then finally Krishna forcefully grabs butter and milk and yogurt and all of that. Anyway, this pastime happens. And then few days later, you come down, there's a place called Dani Nivartan. That's Dani Raj temple or Dani Ghat. Dani means tax, right? Tax pastime happened. And then the gopis are very upset that Krishna has done this. So one day they are lying in wait in one of the forest, Kadamba forest. And when Krishna and his friend Madhumangal comes, they grab him. And they tie him up and say, how, because the millions of gopis are there, they tie him and say, today we are going to punish you for collecting tax from us. What are you going to do? So they say, we are going to do what you did to us. So they bring pots and they first dress him like a gopi. Then how in Vrindavan they carry pots one over other. You can see in Rajasthan, it's very famous, right? So like that they put many pots, milk, yogurt, butter, everything on top of Krishna, and they surround him and they start stowing thrones at it. And it breaks the pot and Krishna gets a nice abhishek. That's the Dani Nivartan. Taxes, Nivartan means equalized. Right? So tax removal place, that's called Dani Nivartan Kund. And you would also see on this side of Mansi Ganga, there is also ISKCON's temple, ISKCON Govardhan temple is there. Very, very nice place. You can see Srila Prabhupada inside. And then from there we go to the next place. And on the top of Govardhan, Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we don't walk over Govardhan. Mahaprabhu never went to the top. So that place, nowadays we can see because there are drones, right? But otherwise only the local Brajavas is explained. And near this place, there is also the footprint of Krishna. You can see the footprint of Krishna with all the signs. And on the top of Govardhan, there is also the footprint of Srimati Radharani, right? All the signs are there. And you would see that on her left leg on the top, you would see Govardhan as one of the signs in her lotus feet. And again, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that even Giriraj always serves the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. So from there, we go to a very, very, very important place. It's the Rasa Leela place, right? And it's also the place also is called, near it, there is a place called Ratna Simhasan. What happens is that is Krishna does his Rasa Leela, Vasanta Rasa Leela here, right? So he does his Rasa Leela here. One time when Krishna is doing Rasa Leela with his gopis, Balaram also does Rasa Leela with his gopis in a separate place. And as this pastime is happening, who appears on the place? Sankachuda, right? But before that, there's a very interesting pastime that happens. Quickly, I'll try to say. So as this is happening, the gopis are all talking. You know what the problem with us is? Krishna calls us everywhere and we go behind him. And like a snake charmer, he charms us with his flute. So if we take his flute away, we can control Krishna. Okay? So we will make a plan to snatch the flute. Now Krishna and Madhumangal are there. Madhumangal is a Brahmana boy, very smart. So they discuss, this is what they are planning. It looks like. So then Madhumangal tells Krishna, Krishna, don't worry. I am a Brahmana. I know a lot of mantras, right? So they can't do anything to me. You give your flute to me, I'll keep it safe. Krishna says, are you sure? This flute is my life. Hey, give. I'm a Brahmana. I'm asking, what is your problem? Then Krishna gives his flute. And then at the time exactly all the gopis come and Lalita says, hey, no, before Lalita talks, Madhumangal, brags, my friend is great. Have you ever heard him sing? When Krishna sings, even Yamuna stops, right? Then Lalita says, what big deal, right? We can sing better than Krishna. So then Madhumangal says, what are you talking about? My friend is the best. So then the argument goes on. Then Madhumangal says, let's have a bet, right? So Lalita says, okay, this is what I wanted. So she says, if you lose, you give the flute. Then Madhumangal says, okay, you want the flute? Then we need to have equal stakes, right, in a gambling match. So Madhumangal says, if you lose, you give Radharani. Then Lalita becomes very, what kind of a rascal you are? You are asking gold for a glass? And then Madhumangal says, what do you mean by glass? Krishna's flute is glass for you. Compared to Radharani, it is just a piece of, glass. So then, we want equal stakes. Then Madhumangal says, okay, I'll put Krishna as a stake. You put Radharani as a stake and I'll put Krishna as a stake. So now they are talking like this. And in the meantime, Madhumangal gets a little excited. And Krishna starts singing. And then Lalita starts singing on the other side. And then, at the end, even before Lalita, finishes, see, Gopas, they are very good in cheating, right? Even before the match is over, sometimes we do in cricket match, right? Even before the match is over, we'll say we have won, right? So like that, Madhumangal is saying, hooray, we won, we won, we won. He raises his hand, he says, we won, we won. And as he does this dance, the flute drops. And then Lalita flicks it, right? But, Madhumangal is not even, looking at all of this. And then he says, we won. And, Lalita says, no, we won. They argue. And as this argument is going on, at that time, Sankachuda appears, right? And then we know that pastime. I'm not going to go. Krishna chases him, kills Sankachuda and takes that jewel from Sankachuda and then comes back. And he comes back and now he is very anxious because the flute is missing. So then he says to Madhumangal, I gave it to you, I told you. We say sometimes, right? I told you so. Like, why did you lose it? He says, don't worry, I'll get it for you. I'll find who the thief is. I am a Brahmana boy, I'm very intelligent. So like that, they are talking. And then as they are talking, Krishna says, I'm going to search every one of you, all the gopis. They say, no, you're a rascal. You lost it. Why are you asking us? Then, the argument goes. So then Krishna goes near Lalita. What Lalita does is, like, backside, she passes the flute to another gopi called Sangeeta Vidya. Right? Now, in order to distract Madhumangal, they go back to the original argument. Hey, we won the match. You give Krishna to us, and again the argument goes. In that, Madhumangal says, no, right? The Sangeeta Vidya, meaning Saraswati Devi, she lost to Krishna. But these gopis think, oh, he found out that she has the flute. So she kind of becomes little upset and she passes it to Radharani, right? And now everything happens and all of this happens. And the original jewel that Krishna took from Sankachuda, he actually gave it to Balaram, right? Balaram actually wanted to gift it to Srimati Radharani. So he calls Madhumangal and says, give this to Radharani, right? Now Krishna is searching each of the gopis for the flute, and finally he comes to Srimati Radharani. And at that exact moment, Madhumangal brings the jewel and presents it to Srimati Radharani. Radharani, she wants to accept the gift from Balaram. So then she takes it, and when she takes it, the flute drops from her hand. And then Krishna says, now I got my flute back. So that pastime happened in the Vasant, where the Vasanta, Rasa Leela happened. So like that, many pastimes happened. And then from there, we go further down. We go to the Aniyor village. Aniyor village is the original place where the Brajavasis did the Annakut ceremony. Yeah? Because originally, Nanda Baba is making an arrangement for Indra Puja. And Krishna goes and says, Baba, why do we have to worship Indra? He is just a demigod. He has to do his duty. If we do our duty, he has to do his duty and give rain. Let's not worship him. Our real sustenance comes from Govardhan. Govardhan is only taking care of us. He is giving us water, fruits and grass for our cows and honey and everything, minerals and everything comes from Govardhan. So let us worship Govardhan. As usual, when Krishna presents something, all the Brajavasis accept it. Right? So they all accept it and they come to this Aniyor village and they make a huge annakut, thousands and thousands of kilos of rice and sabji and dal and sweets and this and that, and they offer this to Giriraj. And Krishna turns himself into this huge form. But when the Gopas look, it looks like Giriraj himself has opened his mouth and he started eating everything, right, from the Aniyor. And what he does, after eating everything, he is still not satisfied. He is saying, Aniyor, meaning give me more. And the Brajavas are thinking, where do we go? We have cooked everything that we have. He says, no, give me more. I need more. I am still hungry. So they are all thinking what to do. And then some Brahmana devotees who are very smart, what they do, they bring few tulsi leaves and put it to Govardhan, and immediately Govardhan is satisfied. Right? Now that pastime happened here. And then you would also see the Govardhan Leela. After that, this happened on the Diwali day. Sorry, the day next to Diwali. Right? The ceremony was done. Immediately Indra gets offended. Indra is very upset that Krishna has stopped. They're saying, how dare this cowherd boy stop my yajna? He doesn't realize who Krishna is. So he calls Samvartaka clouds, which are basically the rain that happens during Pralaya to finish off everything. And he says, go and destroy Vrindavan. I want to teach these guys a lesson. So then rain starts flowing. And we read, Prabhupada explains in Krishna book and in Bhagavatam, the rain, each one is thicker than a trunk of an elephant, each drop. Right? And incessant rain is pouring. There's water everywhere. The cows are suffering. The Brajavasis are suffering. They all, when they suffer, immediately they surrender to Krishna. Krishna, you told us to do something. Now you see, please protect us. Krishna says, don't worry. All of you come with me. Right? Giriraj is there. We protected Giriraj. Giriraj can take thousands of Indra. What one Indra? So they come, and Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur again explains there is a very beautiful subterranean pathway for them to enter without rain touching them. So all the Gopas, they all go under Giriraj. And Krishna lifts Giriraj with his hand. Giriraj Maharaj ki! Now, Krishna is lifting, everybody is under, and everybody is very happy. You know why? Because this is the only place where everybody gets to see Krishna at the same time. See, either in the morning, Yashoda Maya and the servants, they take care of Krishna. That time, Yashoda Maya, they all see. Then Krishna goes to forest with his Gopa friends. That time, only Gopa friends see. Then Krishna in the night goes and plays with the gopis only. So there is every set of devotees have only their particular time where they can meet Krishna. But in the Govardhan, under Govardhan, all of them had access to Krishna at the same time. And they were able to see Krishna continuously for 7 days without stop. So Giriraj is very, very special. So everybody was happy except one person. That was? No. Yashoda Maya. Okay? Because she was very anxious. Hare, my Kanaya is standing, lifting this Govardhan. You know how heavy this is, and he is doing, and he is not having time to eat and all of this. So she is very unhappy. So Madhumangal comes, Maya, don't worry. It's not that Krishna is lifting it. Are mera power se, my power. I have chanted mantras, and that's why Govardhan is there. Then Krishna says, okay, then he slightly shakes his finger. Then Madhu says, no, actually Krishna is only lifting it. So they have this, lot of this happens. And then actually in that place, Yashoda Maya cooks and feeds with her own hand to Kanaya. So like that, so they stay there for 7 days. And many pastimes happen. Because we are short of time, I'm going to... Okay. So then, so that pastime happened, and then they all after 7 days come out, then also outside just outside this Leela happened, there is a place called Sankarshan Kund, right? Because in order to help Krishna, Balaram came and took the form of a Sankarshana, snake, and he coiled himself around the Govardhan, creating a kind of a dam so the water will not go inside and flood the Brajavasis, right? So outside you would see that all the water that was stopped created a kund, and it's called Sankarshan Kund. That's outside. Then next to that we see a place called Gopal Prakritastali, very important place where Gopal, right, gave darshan to Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's guru's guru. He is a great, pure devotee. And one day he was doing his bhajan here, and Madhavendra Puri had this sadhana. He will not eat until he is offered something. If somebody doesn't offer him, for many days he will fast. So he is just sitting there doing his bhajana, and then one cowherd boy, beautiful cowherd boy, comes and says, Baba, why are you fasting? In my village, nobody fasts, right? I don't like anybody fasting in my village. That's why, see, Govardhan Puja is one puja where we don't fast. We can eat as much as we want. So he says, no fasting, Baba. I have bought you a pot of milk. Then he says, how do you know I'm fasting? Some gopis who were passing by, they saw you, they sent me milk. So he drinks the milk and he goes into ecstasy because he has never tasted such thing. And then later that night when he is sleeping, he has a dream in which the same boy comes and says, Baba, I am actually hiding under a bush for many years. Pujari left me there because the Mughals attacked, and I've been in the bush. I'm very hungry, thirsty, my body is burning, help me. So next day, Madhavendra Puri runs, and along with the Rajavasis, he clears that place and he finds this beautiful Gopal deity. And so he takes it to the top of Govardhan, installs it, and then he was the one then re-established the Annakut ceremony for Gopal. And so that again, Gopal, then he traveled again out from Govardhan, and now he is Srinathji. Right? The Srinathji deity that you have lifting, that is originally Gopal, who was found by Madhavendra Puri. So from there we go further down, we see Govinda Kund. Okay, very important place. The Govinda Kund is where, after all of this happened, Indra realizes, this Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. But then he can't go and ask forgiveness, right? So he doesn't know what to do. So he consults his guru. If you are in a problem, go to your spiritual master. He is the only one, Samsara Dava Nalalita Loka. He is the only one who can solve us the problems of life. So Brahaspati says, you have offended Krishna and all the Brajavasis. The only person who can help you is another pure devotee. So he goes and surrenders to Mother Surabhi. Because Krishna, cows are very dear to Krishna. So then Mother Surabhi comes and begs to Krishna pardon, recommends Krishna to forgive Indra. Krishna forgives Indra, and at this place, along with all the demigods, including Lord Shiva, Brahma, everybody come there and they perform an abhishekam for Krishna and they name him Govinda. Why? Govinda means master of cow. Why master of cow? Because within cow all the devatas are there. So whoever is the king of cow, you can see all the devatas in the body of the cow. So whoever is the king of cow is the king of all the devatas, right? So that is Govinda Kund. Very, very, very auspicious place. But even though all the demigods, they came, big paraphernalia, they bought, the ocean, Samudra Deva bought conch shell, Meru got a plate, and like all of this, Vayu got chamara, and all of this great paraphernalia, diamonds, and all of this, and they did the ceremony. Still, Krishna was not very happy with all of that. Later that day, again the Gopas, when they saw all these paraphernalia, they came and they did the same ceremony again, and that time Krishna was satisfied. So it's not the demigods worship that satisfies Krishna, but the worship of the Gopas that satisfied Krishna very much. So that pastime happened in Govinda Kund. Yes. Okay, we are going fast. We have only few more minutes. So then there is also a Narsinghadev temple on on the top of Govardhan, which we worship Narsinghadev to remove all the obstacles. From there, then we go halfway through the parikrama. Is called Puncharika Lauta temple. Punchari means tail. So this is the tail of the peacock, right? And there is a Lauta Baba, okay? And he is actually a friend of Krishna who once was cooking for Krishna, and exactly that day Krishna was leaving to Mathura. So Lauta Baba came running, Krishna, Balaram, where are you going? I am cooking for you. He said, wait, we'll come back. We just have a small business, we come back. So Lauta Baba said, I'll wait for you. I'll not eat until you come. So then he finished his cooking and he's still waiting for Krishna to return from Mathura. So sometimes, Prabhupada says, devotees are very impatient, why is Krishna not showing me mercy? You can see his close friend only is waiting for 5,000 years. Where are we? So we should learn patience and determination. And they also say that you should always pray because Lauta Baba is the one who keeps witness of Govardhan Parikram. So if you do Govardhan Parikram, you should pray to Lauta Baba because otherwise it is not counted. Okay. So from there we come further down. There is a cave. There are many caves in Vrindavan where Radha Krishna pastime happened. There is a particular cave called Manikundli cave, which a devotee called Raghav Pandit showed it to the Goswamis, and later Narottam Das Thakur and Srinivas Acharya, where Radha Krishna pastime happened, very intimate pastime happened. And also in this cave, this was Sridham was, once they were playing this hide and seek, Sridham went and hid there and they all forget. And he was waiting and they all left. And then later Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, Krishna came as Mahaprabhu and Balram came as Nityananda Prabhu. Suddenly Mahaprabhu said, go and bring Sridham. I really desire to see him. So Nityananda Prabhu came here and he called, Sridham, come out. Sridham came out and he saw this little boy. Nityananda Prabhu is Kali Yuga avatar. So he's not as tall as Dwapara Yuga people. He is like 10 feet tall. He's saying, who are you? I am Balram. He says, no way you are Balram. No, I am Balram. So then let's prove it. Let's have a running race around Govardhan. If you can beat me, the only person who can beat me is Baldev. So they run. Even then Baladev catches him after 4 rounds. Then, he says, okay, now I know. But he says, okay, I'll come and meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but I don't want to take birth again. He says, no, don't worry. Then Mahaprabhu shrinks him to his normal size. And then he became Abhiram Thakur. Abhiram Thakur ki jai. So from there we come further down. We see Indra Kund, where Indra worshipped and begged forgiveness to Krishna. And then later, next to it, you would see 2 kunds on that side and this side, Surabhi Kund and Airavat Kund. This is where Surabhi Mata stored her milk and Airavat stored the water for Govinda Kund's Abhishek. Okay, those are the 2 kunds. Then we come further here. We see this Krishna and Gopas performing their lunch picnic. There is a picnic pastime where every day Krishna comes with his friends and performs the lunch picnic. And then we go further down. We see the Samadhi Mandir of Sanatana Goswami and also the Bhajan Kutir of Sanatana Goswami. Sanatana Goswami used to do his bhajan here. Next to Rudra Kund, where there is Chakleshwar Mahadev. Lord Shiva is there. You know, in India, what is the biggest problem in summer? Anyone? Mosquitoes. So, as Sanatana Goswami was doing his bhajan here, so many mosquitoes. Being a Vaishnava, he didn't want to kill them. He thought, I'll just leave this place. They are like disturbing my chanting. Then he started leaving. Then one old Baba came, don't go. What is your problem? Why are you leaving? He said, there are too many mosquitoes disturbing me. And then Baba showed his real form, who is Lord Shiva himself. Because Chakleshwar Mahadev didn't want to leave the association of Sanatana. So even today, that's one place in Vrindavan you go, there are no mosquitoes. So Sanatana Goswami did his bhajan there, and when he became very old, he used to do Govardhan Parikram every day. When he became very old, one day one boy came and said, you are very old, why are you doing Parikram every day? He said, no, that is my sadhana, I will do it, come what may. Not that tomorrow I will do my 16 rounds, today I am little busy. No, nothing. So then Krishna, that boy was Krishna, he took a Shila, Govardhan Shila, put his lotus feet, he put a stick, he put a calf's leg, and he created all of the imprint, and he said this is non-different from Govardhan. If you go around this 4 times, it is equal to Govardhan Parikram. And every day Sanatana Goswami did that. That Shila is now in Radha Damodar temple of Srila Prabhupada, where Srila Prabhupada stayed. From there, then we come further down, we see the Chakra Tirtha. Chakra Tirtha is where Sudarshan Chakra came, because all the water down Sankarshan protected, but all the water flowing from above the Govardhan and coming down, Chakra came here and he was spinning so fast and he absorbed all the water. So that place is Chakra Tirtha. From there we go further down. We have a place called Gwalpakora, where all Krishna and his friends perform all their football games and all the games. All of that happened. Why it is called Gwalpakora is one day Krishna and Madhumangal escaped so that they can go to Surya Kund and disturb Radharani. So what they did, they actually dressed like a Brahmana boys. They went and cheated Radharani saying, we are Brahmanas, we will do the puja. Saying this, Madhumangal flicked all the laddus, and Radharani also gave a necklace of her as a gift. And he got all of this, and they were coming back. Krishna was staying behind, Madhumangal came first. As Madhumangal came, Balram saw that, this Madhumangal is hiding a lot of laddus in his, So he told his friends, hey, go find out what he is hiding. So all these boys came and asked, hey Madhu, what are you having? He said, no. I am a Brahmana, this is my Brahmana Dakshina, don't come near this. He is very fond of laddus. So they said, no. Then they start fighting, they pulled his dhoti and all the laddus fell down. And all of them started grabbing. Now Madhu never come between Madhumangal and his laddus. He gets very upset. So he became very angry. He pulled his Brahmana thread, put a loop around it and said, this is all caused by Balram. So I'm going to curse him now. Exactly at that moment, Krishna came, hey, stop. We don't want a Brahmana to curse Balram, right? So he said, hey boys, he is not a Gwal like you and me. Gwal means Gopa, right? He is a Brahmana. So that's why it's called Gwal Pakora. So give all the laddus back. So they all gave the laddus back, but Krishna flicked the necklace of Radharani. So that pastime happened here. Further down, we go to Uddhava Kunda, where Uddhava came because he wanted to be, in Bhagavatam we see that he wanted to be a grass in Vrindavan. So he came here and he stayed here, and it is said that this is where he read Bhagavatam to all the queens of Krishna. So if you go now, you will see Uddhava sitting and reading Bhagavatam, because Bhagavatam is non-different from Krishna. How many of you have Bhagavatam in your home? How many of you don't have Bhagavatam in your home? Those who don't have, you have to buy a set today. So from there, then we go to a place called Shivkari. This place is very special because once Srimati Radharani, after finishing the pastime from Radhakund, was walking, and she heard this piteous cry of a she-jackal. You'll see a jackal there. Why? Because this jackal, some or other, came out of the forest, and the local boys and girls started chasing, and it went into a hole. And what these boys did is, they put a fire outside the hole, and she was caught in the fire, so she was crying. So Srimati Radharani said, in my home, nobody should suffer. So she, chased the boys, brought the she-jackal out, and she blessed the jackal, and the jackal became a gopi. So even today, this is the place where they cremate the bodies of Rajavasis, because the thought is, if Radharani is merciful, Radharani is merciful to a jackal, definitely if you leave your body here, she will be merciful to you. From there we go to the last pastime, which is the Gantoli. This is where Radha Krishna's holy pastimes happen. So particularly, it's called Gantoli because they fight so much, particularly throwing a lot of pink color. And at the end, they are so tired and they are sitting. And two of the mancharis, they come and they knot the dress of Radha and Krishna together without them knowing. Gant means knot in Sanskrit. So that's why this place is called Gantoli. And when they get up and they are surprised because they are attached to one another. So that pastime happened here. Anyway, I've already crossed my time limit. So these are all the pastimes that happened around Giriraj. So please take the mercy of Giriraj today. Have the darshan of Govardhan Shila here. We have one Govardhan Shila there. There's another Govardhan Shila we have come. So in the front, in the middle and the back, all three places we have Govardhan Shila. So do your parikram and get the mercy of Giriraj. Giriraj Maharaj ki! Srila Prabhupada ki! Srila Gurudev ki! Govardhan Puja Mahotsav ki! Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Welcome you all again for this beautiful Govardhan Puja festival. Can you please give it? Please bring it Govardhan.
Prabhu, I'll get it.
So this
in front of
arrangement of Govardhana with all these beautiful delicacies and bhoga have been done after weeks and weeks and weeks.
Offering for Govardhan. Open and put
by all
tulsi.
the Bhakti Vriksha members of
Prabhu, wait.
Prabhu and Sankirtan Narottam Prabhu. It's a
Is it okay? Safe?
lot of laborious work. They have put painstakingly
Offering
together. Let's chant.
We have
one
kept
Hare
few more
Krishna
boxes
Mahamantra,
for your Govardhan.
invoking the blessings of Shri Radha Gopinath, Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharaj.
Keep it in front of Govardhan.
Giriraj Maharaj.
Keep it in front there.
Upon all these members of this
Down.
and who is involved in recreating this beautiful Govardhan hill. Let's chant one Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagwan ki Jai. Govardhan Puja Mahotsav ki Jai. So now we are going to do an arati for Giriraj Govardhan, and as the arati will be performed by Sankirtan Narottam Prabhu, may we request everyone to please go around. There are still a lot of people staying outside, so if you have gone around at least once, may we request you to please move out so that will create some space for the others to come. We will leave this arrangement intact until 6:45, and at 6:45 we'll start to dismantle it, so we can then allow the devotees to come in to offer the lamps for Lord Damodara. So you have another half an hour. Please don't be greedy. So please make one round, you can go out and come back. If there are, please give opportunity for everyone. So everyone takes the blessings and mercy of Giriraj. Yeah, one humble request, please do not touch, because some of these setup we keep reusing it every time. So please do not touch. You are not allowed to touch. Whatever Mahaprasad that's here, don't worry. Please stay here until 7:30. We will be serving everything out once we actually take it out. Okay, but till then, please leave all these arrangements intact, and please take your blessings. You are welcome to actually take a photo. Just one humble request for those of you, especially when you cross there, don't show your back to the altar. Okay, Radha Gopinath is there, so you walk the same way as how you see all those devotees are. You can come, and here you are free to face whichever direction you like, but right in front of the altar where you see the group of devotees standing there, you can face the altar that way, but don't face the setup this way, okay? How many of you have understood this? Please say Hari Bol. Thank you.
Just one quick announcement. If you really want this to be bigger and you want to be greedy and take more association, we need a big temple. So all of you need to pray to Govardhan today that our new temple manifests as soon as possible, so that we can have a bigger Govardhan. Hare Krishna. Sorry, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Keep that. Okay. Can you bring Aarti plate? I don't know. Mataji, sorry.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Emanga Prabhu.
Namo.
Can you create a place for me to do Arati here? Sorry Prabhu, it's a very difficult task.
The lamp as soon as it's offered, you have to take it to the deity department. Just be here.
Namaste Saraswati Devi
Yeah, the back on the ground.
Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachatya Deshatarine
Start பண்ணலாம்ல
பண்ணுங்க.
மேட் can I use this இதே மேட்டா யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கலாம்
வரேன். யா பண்ணுங்க.
Jaya Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi
That's it. Fan off.
Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Jaya Krishna Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi
Leave it, don't disturb.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Bhakta-vrinda Jaya Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita
Hang on, Prabhu. You control the crowd. I'll take it. You control the crowd here. Keep asking. Narasimha, don't pass anything back. It has to be here, okay? After the Arati, everything has to be here. Don't send anything out.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Govinda Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai, 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 Govinda Jai Jai Gopal Jai, Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai 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 Jai, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
ஓபன் பண்ணி ஆஃபர் பண்ணுங்க.
இல்ல,
நல்ல இருக்கா?
வேற வெல்லம் எதுவும் இருக்கு?
இல்ல குடுகரை முடிச்சிருக்கேன்.
வச்சிருக்கேன், அதை எடுத்துன்னு போயிடுங்க. இது கிச்சன்.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. क्या कथा सुनाई? गिरिराज का कृपा, हमारा कुछ नहीं। ऐसा मत कीजिए तो। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.